Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, I am seriously thrilled you're here today because we're going to be diving into one of the most powerful, but honestly strictly governed tools out there for generating local business leads. I'm talking about Google Local Services Ads, or LSAs. Look, if you're a local service provider, getting this right can be a total game changer for your lead flow. But here's the catch. Google doesn't just let anyone waltz right up to the top of the search results. They have rules, strict rules. So we're going to walk through exactly how to set this up, optimize it, and fiercely protect your marketing budget so you can completely dominate your local market.
Think of this as your ultimate actionable blueprint. We'll start with the pre-launch checklist, move into building your ad profile, talk about setting your budget, master the crucial 30-second rule, and finally go over how to maintain that top ranking once you get it.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the pre-launch checklist, or as I like to call it, gathering your armor. Listen, before you even think about opening the Google LSA page, you absolutely need to have your documentation ready. If you don't, you're just going to get stalled in verification. Google is incredibly specific about these mandatory prerequisites. First up, you have to have owner or manager access to a verified Google business profile. Second, you'll need a digital copy of your state, county, or city trade license. Third, grab a digital copy of your current Accord Certificate of Liability Insurance. And fourth, and hey, this is a big one for home service industries, you need a staff roster. Basically, this is a list of names and emails for all your field employees, and it is strictly required for background checks handled by Google's partner Evident. If you don't have these 4 assets sitting right there in a folder on your desktop, hold your horses, don't start the process yet, get them ready first. So once you've got your armor gathered, your very first action is to verify your initial eligibility. Just head over to the official Google Local Services Ads sign-up page and punch in your country, state, zip code, and primary job category. Doing this quick eligibility check right up front ensures that LSAs are actually live and available for your specific vertical and region. Trust me, you do not want to do all that prep work only to find out your specific service isn't even supported in your hometown yet. Okay, let's dive right into this next phase. Section 2, building your ad profile. This is the construction phase. When you link your accounts, using the exact same Google account that owns your Google business profile, by the way, you're going to need to define your service area. And I want you to pay close attention here, because this directly impacts your wallet. We're talking about targeting specific zip codes versus a massive radius. Please, whatever you do, do not choose a massive radius just because you want to cast a wide net. With LSAs, you are charged per lead. If you target a huge area and get calls from towns an hour away that your team realistically isn't going to drive to, well, you're still paying for that lead. Only target the specific zip codes or cities your team will actually drive to today. Next up, you'll be selecting your job types and business hours. I've got to shift to a bit of a cautionary tone here. Do not, I repeat, do not check boxes for subservices you don't actually offer just because you're trying to get more calls. If you do, you're going to get calls for them, you won't be able to fulfill them, and those lead charges, yeah, they are non-refundable. You're literally just throwing money out the window. Also, be sure to input your actual operational hours. If your ads are set to open, but no one's there to answer the phone when a customer calls, Google's algorithm notices, and it will quickly tank your ad rankings. Honesty really is the only profitable policy here. Now for the actual submission flow. You're going to navigate over to the Business Verification tab to upload your insurance and licenses. Make sure your business name matches your Google business profile perfectly. Then initiate that Evident background check. You'll want to remind your field employees to check their emails and knock out those links immediately. After that, confirm your GBP reviews are syncing. You usually need around 2 to 5 healthy reviews to actually launch. Finally, keep an eye on your dashboard every 48 hours to fix any rejected documents right away. Just a heads up, the whole shebang typically takes about 2 to 4 weeks to get approved, so stay vigilant. Moving on to the financial guardrails phase. Section 3, setting your LSA budget. Let's talk economics. The day you finally get that glorious approval notification, it's time to set up your account's financial guardrails. And honestly, it is mathematically super simple to figure out your weekly budget ceiling. You just take your target number of weekly leads, like how many jobs do you actually want to book, and multiply that by the average cost per lead, or CPL, in your market. Boom, that gives you your financial ceiling. This brilliantly simple formula keeps your ad spend predictable and tightly tied to your actual capacity to take on new work. Now, when it comes to your bidding strategy right out of the gate, you'll want to select the Maximize Leads bidding mode for the first 30 days. Why? Because this specific setting lets Google's algorithm automatically bid for volume in the auction to get you as much traction as possible. During this crucial first month, your main goal is to gather baseline data on what it actually costs to acquire a lead in your specific market. Letting the system run on this automated mode is definitely the best way to do that. All right, strap in for section 4 because we are talking about a daily battle, mastering the 30-second rule, the ticking clock. 30. That is the magic number. This is the daily battle your front desk is going to fight to protect your hard-earned marketing dollars. Here's the deal. Google automatically charges you for any inbound call that lasts 30 seconds or longer. The split second that clock hits 30, you pay for the lead. It doesn't matter if it's an ideal customer, someone calling from 3 states away, or a telemarketer trying to sell you printer ink, you pay. This makes your front desk screening absolutely 100% critical. So how exactly do you beat the clock? You train your dispatchers on a very specific script the very second those ads go live. They need to answer the phone and immediately say, "Thanks for calling. What service do you need today, and what is your zip code?" This brilliant little sentence instantly identifies solicitors, out-of-area callers, or people looking for stuff you don't do. If they aren't a fit, your team can politely reject them and hang up before that 30-second mark hits. It is quite literally a race against time to save your budget. Now, even with the absolute best dispatchers in the world, some junk calls are going to slip past that 30-second mark. It happens. And that's exactly why you must manage your leads daily. Make it a strict habit to open your LSA dashboard on a desktop browser at the end of every single business day. Go straight to the Leads tab, mark the legitimate jobs as satisfied, but for the spam, the robocalls, the wrong numbers, click Rate this lead, select Dissatisfied, and submit a dispute. You have a 30-day window to dispute these and request a credit back to your account. This kind of daily hygiene is how you fiercely protect your marketing budget. Finally, let's transition to Section 5, maintaining your top ranking. We are playing the long game now. Launching your ads? Yeah, that's really just the starting line. Keeping top-tier rankings requires top-tier weekly habits to prevent sudden, nasty drops in your visibility. First, always check your document expirations. If an uploaded insurance certificate or a license expires, Google pauses your ads instantly. Seriously, don't let an expired piece of paper shut off your revenue stream. Second, send your Google review link to every customer immediately after you finish a service. Continuous, fresh reviews are absolutely the #1 driver for LSA visibility. And third, upload 2 to 3 new photos of your team, your wrapped trucks, or some completed projects. Fresh photos signal to Google and to your future customers that your business is alive, kicking, and highly active. But hey, what happens if the phone suddenly stops ringing? Keep this in case of emergency diagnostic checklist handy. If your lead volume just drops out of nowhere, Step 1, check that verification tab, see if a document expired or got flagged. Step 2, check your Google Business profile to make sure it hasn't been suspended, because those two accounts are intrinsically linked. Step 3, review your missed call log. Remember earlier when we talked about unanswered calls? If your answer rate drops, Google throttles your impressions. And Step 4, temporarily increase your weekly budget. Sometimes competitors just start outbidding you in the local auction, and raising your ceiling a bit can push you right back up to the top. So, we've covered the setup, the economics, and the long-term maintenance of a highly profitable Google Local Services ads account. It's an incredibly powerful system, as long as you play by the rules. But I want to leave you with this one vital, provocative thought to chew on today. Are your dispatchers really ready to beat the 30-second clock? Because getting your ads to the top of Google is only half the battle. How your team handles that ringing phone is what actually secures your return on investment. Get your documents in order, train your team, and go dominate your local market. Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer, and keep learning.